This video is looking at two additional numeric graphs. We looked at these types of graphs in class when we looked at all the different graphs. This one is a dot plot. Again, it's useful for a small data set to just, make a quick graph. You can just look at, one population like the adults separately. So it doesn't necessarily have to look at two variables at a time, like our graph over here in the example. So this one is looking at the sugars, gram per serving per cereal, and we have it split up between adult and child cereal over here. So the variables displayed are adult versus child, and then we have the sugar content. Both of those are categorical variables, so this allows us to compare two different categorical variables. In general, a dot plot is a graph for just one categorical variable. So hopefully you'll notice some trends over here. You can see the shape, you can see kind of where the clusters are, you can see where the more unusual values are. So it looks like for the adults, we have a peak right here, which is, around 3 grams of sugar, where the children's cereal has kind of a peak over here at 12. So there definitely seems to be a difference. As far as the range of the data, it's actually fairly similar. Over here we have a range from 1 to 15. So again, the range is one number, so we would say 15 minus 1 is a range of 14, where up here we have a range of 14 minus 0, again is 14 as well. So similar ranges over here, but definitely higher, average sugar content in the children's cereal. So these are things we're looking for, kind of patterns we can see, can we notice something about the shape? The next graph, this is also a graph we talked about, was in fact we looked at that specific graph. That was the student heart rates after jumping jacks. So looking at a stem and leaf plot is another display for numeric data. It's also really helpful for small data set. We can kind of see the distribution. We can see, clusters where we have values over here between the 80s and 90s. And then we kind of have another group, over here between 110 and 114. The most common heart rates are, in that 120 range. This lower value seems to be an outlier because it's much smaller than the rest of the values. So make sure, when you're looking for outliers, you're always going to look away from, where the most common values are. So, and with the stem and leaf plot, we already mentioned in class that, when we have a 6-1, that stands for 61. So our lowest heart rate is 61. The next highest heart rate is 84, 86, 88, and so on. When there's no leaves, that means there's no heart rates in the 70s, but we still want to have the 7 for the stem to indicate that there's a gap there, nothing in the 70s, there's nothing in the 100s over here, and so on. So these are things you look for. We also will see back-to-back stem and leaf plots. So this is where we compare maybe a second set, and our second set would be located, our leaves would be located on the left, and it would just be in reverse order, with the smallest number closest to the stem and the largest leaf away from the stem. Oftentimes I will give you data maybe in a dot plot or maybe in a stem and leaf plot, so it's really important to understand, how the data works, what it stands for, looking at the key, and make sure you can interpret it. You can see what the shape of that distribution is, and we'll talk more about shape in the next video.